Recently, I decided to play Flappy Bird for 10 hours straight. No, this isn't a joke. See, back when I was in high school and Flappy Bird just came out, I remember playing it in the cafeteria during lunchtime. I was getting pretty high up there to around the 70s mark when a girl came up behind me and went, "This guy's really good at Flappy Bird," only for me to then die immediately after and her to never talk to me again. Yeah, we're working through some trauma today. So my initial goal when starting this challenge was to steal the world record 2,311, and I was pretty confident at the beginning. Now Flappy Bird is a simple game where you press on the screen to get a little jump and go between pipes. Every set of pipes you make it through, you get another point, and if you hit anything on the screen, you lose all your progress and restart from the beginning. And obviously, it took me a little bit to get used to the controls. Even though it is the most simple mobile game imaginable, there's actually a lot of things going into it, like what time should I jump? If I jump here, will I hit a pipe? And, well, actually that's pretty much it. So for the first little bit, I spent my time getting more comfortable at the game and was making really good progress. I slowly kept increasing my skill level, and after just 30 minutes, we already hit a score of 122, but here's where things really started to get difficult. Because one thing I didn't mention was just how long the world record took. See, to go from one pipe to the next, it takes around 1.5 seconds. This means 100 pipes takes more than a whole 2 minutes, and if you want to get to 2,311, well, that just requires 50 minutes of playing the game straight. That's 50 minutes with 0 mess ups, and it's really easy to mess up in this game. So while it only took me 30 minutes to get a score of 122, it took me another 50 to get my next PB of 135, and another 40 to get a 150, meaning we were already 2 hours in, but I was still relatively determined. And I kept going. Sure, some of my PBs took literal hours to beat, but I just pretended my mental health wasn't deteriorating, and I even learned a new strategy. For the first half of my 10 hours, I played completely on feeling, and because of that, I died way often to this scenario where there was a really high up pipe followed by a really low one. But after 5 hours of suffering, I learned how to deal with it. Instead of just jumping and praying, you should pay attention to where you jump at. So right here, since I jumped in the middle of the pipe, I'll cross over easily. But right here, when I jump just before the pipe, if I don't do another jump, we'll die. And I finally learned the perfect threshold for this jump, which is right when our little guy's halfway point is at the start of the pipe. If it's here or we jump later, we're safe to fall. But if we jump before this, we'll always need to do one more jump. Probably should have noticed this sooner, but do you see my eyes? I was having a tough time. So with this strategy, I was finally able to cross the 200 barrier just 6.5 hours in. Oh wow, Ben, so impressive.
How is he so good?
Please give me that giant Toblerone. Thank you. I know, very impressive. But after this PB, this is where we entered pain. Usually when I do a 10-hour challenge, you don't need to be super precise, and I've been able to get away with my tiredness by just focusing a little less. But this time, it was bad.
Chat room, the exhaustion is really starting to set in.
Right here's around where my eyes started playing tricks on me, like, I kid you not, the pipes glitching out and quickly moving back and forth. Obviously this isn't actually what was happening, but my exhausted brain didn't know what to make of anything. And because of that, for over 3 hours and 25 minutes, I just couldn't get a PB. Many of my runs got close, but I just couldn't bring it home. Eventually, I finally decided to remove my delusions of getting world record. All I wanted was a 250 score, but I just couldn't do it. Should I have given up and went to sleep? Probably, but I didn't. I kept trying until finally there was just 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. I put on some classical music, and this next couple of minutes were complete focus. It was just myself and the bird, which by the way, we named Bob. Not sure if that's important. But slowly, the 10-hour timer ticked down, and this was officially my last run. I allowed myself to finish this run since it started before the timer finished, but anything additional would not count. And I went one hop into the next. Now usually once I get past 150, here's where my heart starts beating faster and the nerves catch up. But I was strangely calm, and soon we got to 170, 180, 190, and all the way past our record to 202, but I wasn't done yet. I kept on going, determined to get the best time possible until finally,
$261. We beat it at the end. We'll take it, baby.
So now, will I still be going for world record? Maybe. Subscribe if you want to see it.